So that's very good. We have been able to see our game window. Okay, now let's work within our window. And I would like to mention this: things could be more simpler and more innovative if we're able to use OOP. Okay, you could give it a lot of properties and things like that. But let's just keep working like this. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to create our road lines. Okay. So let's see, create road lines. So more of position. Okay. PyGame, we deal with positions. Again, I'll explain those in detail in the actual course. So let's create a variable road lines. Let's leave it like that. Okay. Now I want to set it to an empty array. Okay, you want to keep road lines in an empty array like this. Okay, good. Now we want to see for y in range. We want to give a range. Okay. Now this particular range, we want to start from 0. Okay. Then we want to go to our height. Okay. Now I want to include a step of 80. Okay. Then we say road lines dot append y like this. Once we show it on the screen, I'm going to go into more details. Not more details, I'll give you an overview. You'll be able to understand it. Again, more details will be in the PyGame course itself. Now let's look at what we wanted to avoid. So if I wanted to create the race lines, instead of doing something like this, instead of like hard coding maybe some string or something like that, we want to calculate like based on the position to now get this actual line. I don't know if we can see. Okay, instead of imagine it in the window, so this could have been the divisions in the road, but we don't want to do that. We want to calculate it based off like actual positions. Okay, good. So that's why we are doing that. I'm anticipating that this mistake might be made. Okay, so we want to keep almost everything. We want to keep everything inside the game loop that we have created. Okay, let me send this back inside a bit. Okay, we want to keep it inside the bounds of everything that we are doing. Okay, so let me just paste that over here. Good. So this should be within the bounds. Okay, good. So we have done this. We have determined the positions of the lines, but nothing is going to show yet. That's how PyGame is for you. Okay, so nothing is going to show yet. We actually have to draw it. We have to display it on the screen. So if you have been working with PyGame, you'll notice that I did not update the display. Okay, that's because we have to add this. I want to add this. Okay, I want to draw the lines, the road lines. Okay, so for y in road lines like this, then we see PyGame. Now PyGame has available to us a draw method. Okay, so draw, and then we see dot. What do you want to draw? We want to draw a rectangle. So PyGame dot draw dot rect. Okay, good. Now what does this particular one take in? Let me break it down like this so that we're able to see it. So I always tell us to be looking at this particular documentation inside of VS Code. Okay, so it takes in a surface, then we want a color. That's we put a color value, and then the rect value, the rectangle value. Okay, so that's what I'm about to be doing. I know the numbers part can get confusing, but this is simply the surface. Okay, so the surface, where do we want to put it? We want to put it on our screen. This, where is the screen? This screen that we made. Okay, we want to put it on this screen that we made. So we need the surface, the color value, and then the rectangle value. Okay, so we are going to say screen, like I said, then we need 255, 255, 255. If you started coding today, I think everybody knows this. This is white. Okay, this is the RGB for white. Yeah, so that's white. So we want the lines to be white. That's the color value. And then finally, we need our rectangle position. So we say 240, and we say Y, and we say 20, and then we say 50. Again, I'm going to try my best to explain this, but we'll go into more details in the actual course. I'll do my best. Okay, good. So now we have actually draw the lines. And finally, let me add one update before the screen fill. We say PyGame. Is that right? PyGame dot display. And we say dot update like this. Good. And now when we run this, we should be having our lines in the middle there. Yes. Yes. So as you can see, we have been able to display the lines in the middle over here. So the next thing we want to do is we want to get these lines to be moving. Okay. So let me just try to explain this before we log off, and then we come back to do that. We are not moving the car, we are moving the board, we are moving the screen itself. Okay, so we just want these lines, we animate these lines instead of animating the cars. Okay, so the car itself is going to be like static, and this animation is going to create the illusion of the car moving. That's how this 2D ring, I think even endless runners, that's how the principle is. That's the principle that you want to work on. Okay,